Hey Red, Sammy from United People's TV here with a reaction video after Louis van Gaal's press conference ahead of FC Midtjylland on Thursday night. He's been talking to the press and there's quite a lot to run through. Injury-wise, we've got Marcus Rojo. He's going to be on the bench tomorrow and he could play 20 minutes, which is great news to hear. He's been out since the start of December after dislocating his shoulder, had to have surgery on it. So it's been a good couple of months since we've had Rojo back in action. I wouldn't say we've missed him too much, but the squad's been very thin without these options. And I do think he could come back into the starting 11 when he's fit again. Another player who was in training today is Antonio Valencia. Now, he's not going to be on the bench tomorrow. He's not fit enough, but he's on an individual recovery program. And it's obviously good to see him back training with the first team because that means that his recovery is going well. He's been out after having surgery on his ankle. So again, good to see Valencia back. Some bad news. David De Gea is not fit to play Midtjylland. Louis van Gaal said that's absolutely certain. Obviously, David De Gea injured his knee away to Midtjylland in the warm-up. It looked a bit I'm not really sure what happened with David De Gea's knee, but it's ruled him out of the Shrewsbury game and also the Midtjylland game. Now, the big thing is whether De Gea is going to be back for Arsenal. I think we should control the game enough against Midtjylland that we won't be relying on David De Gea that much, were he to be in the team. Arsenal will be a different ball game. I think Arsenal will have lots of chances. I think we need De Gea back in goal for that. So fingers crossed he's back in. The press were all saying this morning that Chris Smalling, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson weren't training. Louis van Gaal has denied that completely and he said they are both back in training, which is important because both of them are first team starters if they're fit. Smalling's been the sort of centrepiece of our defence all year, and Borthwick-Jackson has been the most able Luke Shaw replacement we found. So for both of them to be ruled out with injury at the same time as De Gea being out would be bad news. But hopefully they're both fit and able to play. Van Gaal's also been talking about Memphis Depay. Obviously he's been criticised quite heavily over the course of the season because he hasn't been as good as people had hoped. And he's basically defended him saying, I've not been saying any of that. Yes, he needs to adapt to the culture, needs to adapt to the Premier League, but Van Gaal's defending him against the criticism. Now, Memphis, I think he's going to do what Luke Shaw did in his second year. Remember Luke Shaw's first year, everyone was like, 30 million for this kid, not sure about this. He went away during the summer, went and did some fitness on his own, took a fitness coach to Dubai, really worked hard, and came back in the pre-season, looked amazing, in amazing shape, and you saw at the start of the season, he was phenomenal. Memphis could do the same this summer, because Netherlands are not in Euro 2016, he's going to have a summer off. If he can use that summer off effectively and wisely, we could see a whole new Memphis next year, and I really hope he does that. Something slightly strange that Van Gaal's been talking about is he said that he wants his players to be horny for the Midtjylland game. Now, I'm just guessing this is lost in translation, I'm not really sure what he could possibly mean, but the players will be pumped for Midtjylland, at least they should be. After that 2-1 embarrassment out in Denmark, they want to redeem themselves. And what better way to redeem themselves than a convincing win over Midtjylland at Old Trafford in front of the home fans? You don't want to repeat that sort of performance in front of the home fans. That's when it really hits home how poor you are. And I think United do have enough to go through. They do have enough to beat Midtjylland here, and they should be beating Midtjylland. But overall, there's some mixed injury news in there. We've got Smalling is trained. Not sure if he's fit or not. De Gea is ruled out. Cameron Borthwick trained. Rojo is back and available, but he's not available for 90 minutes yet. And Valencia is closing in on his return. We've got Will Keane, who's out. We've got Rooney, who's out, leaving Anthony Martial as our only senior striker. We've got Marcus Rashford. He's going to make a place on the bench tomorrow. The 18-year-old striker has been training with the first team, and he's been scoring goals for the under-18s, 19s, and 21s this year. So it's a good person to have on the bench. James Wilson must be on loan, going, damn, why aren't I there to take this opportunity? But it is what it is. Hopefully Martial can do the business, but Rashford's going to probably be on the bench. You've got Riley who'll be on the bench. Regan Paul also trained with the first team. There's youngsters everywhere. With so many injuries, we're having to rely on these youngsters to come through. That's it for my reaction to Louis van Gaal's press conference. As I said, lots and lots of injury updates, and that's the main thing. Leave your comments below how do you think that game's going to go tomorrow? Obviously, we've got our prediction out, and we've also got our predicted 11 coming out later today, so keep an eye out for that. Drop a like on the video as always, and subscribe to United People's TV if you're new, and we'll see you at the Midtjylland game tomorrow. Take it easy, Reds. Good to see Joe Riley making his debut. Another right back. He actually played at left back, came on for Cameron Borthwick Jackson. Been really consistent for the under-21s for quite a while now.